Sherry, the subject of my discussion this morning is political term limits. That's one of the reasons why, Sherry, I believe in term limits for politicians. I think that 2 5-year terms is enough for any politician to be in parliament. And then after that, they become useless. Get rid of them after that. Give somebody, if a country that has a population of 300,000 people almost, and 166 square miles. You do not need a politician in a public office in perpetuity. No, 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 no. We need to get people who are not warming seats in Parliament, who are not going to Parliament to sit around and get a paycheck, and there's no presence, nothing being done for the constituents across the nation. It should be a meritocracy type system for politicians. They should earn, um, merit what they earn, instead of having people sit, 30 uh, people sit in parliament and you don't know they're just in a vegetative state. People should be forced to have to give the prime minister a play-by-play description of what they're doing in their constituencies, not at election time, but constantly. What did you do to help the constituent whose house is falling apart, who doesn't old age pensioner who doesn't have proper transportation to get back and forth um, to clinics, different thing. You should be working, and you should engage your constituents not only when it's time for you to get votes back. That is bad humanity, period. It is bad humanity. I know that it is time consuming when you're in those constituencies working. But if you can spend time in those constituencies when it's time to ask people to vote for you, you should at least have a presence in that constituency, in any of those constituencies. Throughout the year, engaging in the people and engaging substantively in their issues, man. You have to engage the people if you choose politics. It's not glitz and glamour alone. It requires intensive pavement pounding and engagement of people, whether they voted for you or not. You have to be sensitive enough to have the humanity to be a member of parliament, to be a politician, to be a caring and compassionate human being, as a political leader, as a person that the people entrusted with their votes. And when you don't come to the constituency, that reflects on you not only as a politician, but as a person, as a human. This is not something that you're asking anybody to go above and beyond. This should be the basic criteria, that you shouldn't come to politics with the intent to line your pockets and to grant favors to your friends and family and whatever. You come with the ability to dedicate yourself to helping people, and it should be term limited, 2 political terms, and everybody go along about the business. Anytime a politician is there longer than that, it becomes as if you're a welfare recipient on the backs of the people. And that's not a good place to be. It's not a good place. It needs some serious legislative reform and judicial reform in Barbados. Real serious talk, man. They really need that, because the people are hurting. No matter which party's in power, the people are hurting, man. And not all politicians are created equal. I understand that. Not all people are created equal. You're going to have good and bad. You're going to have a mix. But at the end of the day, people should know that, the spotlight is on them because they're in political office. There's an honorable put in front of their name, and maybe some of them dishonor that honorable, and that needs to be changed. It really does. People need representation, especially now. And it's getting to a crisis proportion where you have people that's just completely not engaged with the masses that elected them in both parties. There's the politicians that's there, and they don't double down. They don't latch on like pit bulls to represent the people that they should serve and represent. They're just there. And no hibernation of the bears here in the United States of America is over. And politicians should not be in a vegetative hibernation state at all when it comes to serving their constituents across Barbados. They should be, committed to hard work and live among the people if possible. How else can you feel the pain of the people if you're driving by in an air-conditioned car and if you're just waving at them, when they're going through their struggles and stuff? But then during the season of politics, the silly season, you want to engage them and show up at their homes and stuff like that. It is ridiculous. It's been going on time to break the mold on that nonsense and rededicate to helping people. That should be a mandate, Madam Prime Minister, leader of the government business in the House of Assembly. Who is talking to whom? Who is carrying on the conversation in that noble institution, that venerable institution known as Parliament? Who is talking to whom? We should be having a conversation relative to bigging up the masses, giving them the tools that they need to be able to send their children to school, put food on their tables. If they're willing to work and they're willing to be good citizens and they're willing to build a community, then the parliamentary representatives should be right there with them. If you're hiding out, you should be called out. Peace unto all of you. Much respect, much love. God bless Barbados, and God bless all of you Barbadians.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.